But if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear. Then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh baby, baby, it's a wide world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh baby, baby, it's a wide world. And I'll always remember you like a child. Hey friends, how's it going? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and I'm going to show you how to play the Cat Stevens song, Wild World, right? This is one of my favorite songs in my first few years of playing guitar back when I was in college. And I will say, if you want to learn this song front to back, get the PDF. It's on my website, handmade by me. You get all the lyrics, you get all the chords, you also get some of the riffs and stuff. So this one page will give you what you need, but I also have these other pages which will sort of give you the chord progressions and a bit more explanation on how to play all the chords and how to do some of the runs and turnarounds and all that stuff. So that's at playsongnotes.com. Here's what I'm going to cover in today's lesson. Jump ahead if you know what you're looking for. The next minute or two I might talk a little bit, right? Cat Stevens has been one of my favorites for a long time. This song is great fun. It's a good intermediate song. You know, you need a handful of chords, maybe a little bit more. You will need an F chord. I'm going to show you some ways to sort of simplify that if you can't do bars yet, or you want something a bit simpler. This is a good mix of strumming with a few little runs and riffs and fills you can do. So it's a really satisfying song to learn if you can pull it off, and you can keep it simple, and I'll show you how to do that, or you can get really advanced if you want to have some fun with the solo riffs and fills and all that sort of thing. So check it out. Again, I have some other Cat Stevens stuff on my website, playsongnotes.com. All right, so first let's look at the chords we're gonna need for this song. So we're gonna be in standard tuning, and this is what the chords you'll need look like. It's a moderate amount of chords here, okay? So this group on the left is sort of just the generic sort of usual voicings for all these chords, right? So we have an A minor, okay? We're gonna have a D, okay? We're gonna have a G major, right? So if you put your ring finger or whatever finger on the second string, third fret, that'll work too, okay? Or you can leave the second string open as I have it here. Now you'll need a C, and you'll need an F chord. I'm gonna come back to this one and show you some ways you can simplify it, but this is the full 6-string F chord. Actually, I'll show you a few ways right now. You could do the middle 4 strings if you wanna do a non-barred version, right? Maybe mute the thinnest and the thickest string. Or you can just do the thinnest 4 strings. Okay, I have a whole video on this, different ways to do the F. You don't need to do all 6 strings to have success. And in fact, in my playthrough, you're gonna see I typically will just do this, right? It sort of plays the thinnest 4 or 5 strings. I'm kind of muffling or muting the thickest string. So that's gonna be your F. Don't let that one stop you if you're new to this song or new to bar chords and you wanna play this song. Then you'll need a D minor, okay? And an E major, okay? So these are all open chords with the exception of the F. The F is a barred chord, but the open ones you should hopefully know, and then the F is one that will require a little bit of training, however you want to sort of do it. There's a few different options there, okay? Now this group on the right, these are sort of alternate voicings I have for all these chords. Sometimes I'll use these, right? Instead of the D, sometimes I'll play the D7, okay? This works just fine. You're coming from the A minor in the first 2 chords of the song. And the benefit there is that your index finger is gonna stay on the second string first fret between the A minor and the D7, right? Sometimes instead of the C, I'll play a C major 7, which is just leaving the second string open. It's a bit more dramatic and moody, right? So that's one option you can use during the verse as well. Then there's a G7. I'm sharing this one for you just to sort of let you understand what a G7 open chord sounds like, right? Usually you have your 3rd fret on the thinnest string, but here you're gonna do the 1st fret of the thinnest string. Okay, so this is a G7. You could just use a regular G though, if you want. And then there's this E4, or E sus4. Basically, this is an E major chord, but you're gonna put your pinky down on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Okay, so that's gonna be your E sus4. I'm gonna come back to that one a little bit later as well. I'll show you a little trick with it. But those are the chords you're gonna need. All right, now for the chord progressions of this song. So we're going to take the chords we just learned, and here is the way that they're distributed throughout the song. Now, fortunately, the intro and the verse are going to use the same progression, and then the chorus is going to use its own progression. So it's two different progressions, and the idea here is you learn the order of these chords, and you're going to stay on most chords for just one measure, which is 4 counts, and this will give you what you need to play the song. Whether you want to do a simple strum, right, just down strums, maybe on the 1 and the 3 counts, or if you want to do something like I'm going to show you later. Either way, you're going to use these progressions that I show you. So let's go through these first with a very simple strum. So looking at the intro and the verse, right? If we were just to do a strum on the first count of each measure, it would sound like this, right? First, the intro and the verse, right? So A minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, D minor, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4. And now that I lost everything to you, you say you wanna start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving, okay? Or we could strum on the 1 and the 3 count, right? That would sort of flush things out a little bit more, right? So, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you brought a lot of nice things to wear. Then a lot of nice things turn bad out there, okay? Now when we end each verse, we're gonna do something a little bit different like I just did there, right? We're gonna be on the E for 3 counts, E, 2, 3, G. And we're gonna do this fast switch to that G on the 4th measure of that E measure, right? And then we're gonna be on G for 4 counts, and then G7 for 4 counts, and then we go to the chorus, okay? So let me do this one more time. I'm gonna do the verse. I'll do the sort of first part of the verse, then I'll do the second part of the verse that transitions into the chorus, okay? So here we go. A minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, breaking my heart, D minor, E, okay? One other measure of E, then you repeat it. A minor, leave to D, to G, C, right? Then to F, then D minor, then E, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, and then G7, okay? Then we go to a C, which starts the chorus, okay? So again, the tricky part about the verse is gonna be how the verse ends when you're going into the chorus. It has that different ending where you go from the E to the G and the G7, right? If you listen along, it'll sort of work out for you, and I'm gonna play it later to give you more context. But that's what you'll need for the progression of the verse. And then for the chorus, it's gonna be like this. So C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, and repeat it. C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, D minor, E, then we go to an A minor, which starts the next verse. So the chorus is just like the verse, where the second time you play it, it's gonna end a little bit differently, right? You have that little turnaround going from the D minor to the E, okay? So those are gonna be the progressions. And again, start with a simple strum just on the 1 count, right? Or do the 1 and the 3 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can use the more complicated strumming pattern, which I'll teach you now. And that is to do this, right? It's a down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and this to me captures what Cat Stevens is playing. And what you really want to do is emphasize that 3 count, right? Maybe on the 1 and the 2 count, just maybe get the thicker strings, right? If you're playing an A minor, just get maybe the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. And on the 3 count, get all the strings, right? Okay, let me do the verse one time. Now that I lost everything to you, say you wanna start something new, and it's breaking my heart, you're leaving. Right? turn it around here, right? The E, G. Chorus. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and I'll always remember you like a child girl. Okay, so that's how I would recommend doing the strumming. The down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. It's going to work out well for you. And if you can't do that, just do a simpler strum of just a down and down on the 1 and the 3 count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a good time to talk about the E sus4 trick. So if you look at the verses of this song, you see these sections where you have the E sus4 going to an E, right? The trick here is to so again, E sus4 is just putting your pinky down, but what you want to do is just on those first 2 strums of the E, if you favor the thicker strings, the thickest 4 strings, and then you go to the E sus4, and you make this the highest note you're playing, so you're not playing the thinnest 2 strings. And then after the E sus4, you go back to an E, but you play the open 2nd string. That creates this nice little sort of melodic ascension, right? Those are the melodic notes you want to hear ring out. It kind of captures what he's singing, right? Baby, baby, I'm grieving. So for context, that whole line would sound like this. And it's breaking my heart, sure leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. Okay, so that's the E sus4 trick. Now let's talk about some of the runs and riffs and turnarounds that you can do to really spice this song up. So the first one will be this sort of G7 walkdown. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to play this, and it's going to be either one will work. And both of these are optional, right? But these walkdowns really add some just dramatic sort of relief before you go into the chorus, and you can feel good about that, right? So the first one that I'll show you here is going we're going from an E to a G, right? It's a lot of nice things turned bad out there. Then we have this measure where we're going from a G7 and we're walking down and ending on a C. And that starts the chorus, right? So what I'm doing there is basically I'm walking down on the 4th string from 3rd fret to 2nd fret to open with my ring finger, middle finger, and leaving it open, obviously. And the whole time my pinky is on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Whoops. You could do it like that, where you do a pluck of the bass note and a strum, pluck of the bass note, strum, pluck of the bass note, strum. I'm only strumming the thinnest 3 or 4 strings, and then you go to that C. Or you could do what I have here tabbed out, right? Let me do that a bit more cleanly. Right? So, let's see, let's sing that part in context here, and that would sound like a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Right, so whether you want to do this sort of little arpeggio-like thing, or you just want to do a simple strum, either will work. Okay, now there's another way to play it, which looks like this. Here, what we're going to do is let the walk down sort of happen on the highest 1 and 2 1st and 2nd strings, right? Right, so that, okay? They're actually an octave apart. An octave meaning it's the same note, it's just up, 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 it's the next version of that note, right? I just showed you this one. And the other one you can do is this higher one. So what's going to happen here is we're going to start with that G7 position. Take our finger off the 1st string. I have that as a G6, right? This is the 6th note of the scale. Then go to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then go to the C, right? So a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. So pick your poison there. Either of those are great, but neither is required. You can play this song without those and you're just fine. Finally, we have these sort of chorus little riffs here. These are a bit trickier, but well, they're a different type of riff, but they add some, you know, they add some flair as well. So the first one looks like this, right? Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Okay, so that one, it's basically a scale going from C to C, right? That's like a C major scale. The note-wise, it's 1st fret to open on the 2nd string, 2nd fret to open on the 3rd string, 3rd to 2nd to open on the 4th string, and then 3rd on the 5th string. And then you're gonna go immediately to a G, which is pretty tricky. So what I'll say about this is that last note, this 3rd fret on the 5th string, you can skip that if you want. And when you play it in time, you'll see what I mean. So you could be like this, right? Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. And it's hard to get by. So I skipped it that time, right? Let me play it again, and I'm not gonna skip it, right? So, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Hard to get by just upon a smile. And what I'll say about this one is the second time he plays it in each chorus, he's going to let the F chord hang just before it. It's a wild world. Silent, and then let it hang again. And I'll always remember you like a child girl. So I'm gonna play that again in a second with the whole chorus in context. But let me show you this other riff next. This one is, you know, it's hard to get by just upon a smile. Okay, what's gonna happen there is this little bass run on the 6th and 5th string, 3rd fret, 6th string, right? Twice. Open 5th string, 3 times on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then open 5th string, and then 6th string, 3rd fret. So okay, I do alternating up and down strums. You could do all down strums. But again, you want to exit that by going into a C, okay? So it's a bit tricky with that pick. You need to be a little bit, have some agility there, right? So here's what that would sound like. And it's hard to get by just upon a smile. Okay, and what I'll say about this is you want to keep your hand in the C position otherwise. It's your ring finger that's doing all the moving. Keep these 2 fingers in the C position because you're going to go back to that C, and that way you're already there. So let me do the full chorus now with these 2 riffs, and you can see what I mean, okay? So let's do it. So, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. And I'll always remember you like a child girl. So I had a little bit of some sloppiness there, but you get the idea. This is something you really want to practice. If you're playing this song solo and you're performing it, you really want to have this down and smooth, because if you mess this up and you lose your groove and lose your timing, that can be a lot worse. So you really want to just, you know, make sure you're practicing, or if you're playing along with someone, then, you know, if they're keeping the rhythm, then you can sort of get ready to do the riff. And make sure you get it, but stay in time. Staying in time is more important, especially if you're playing live. But if you're noodling around, just take it slow and do single strums of all the chords, and then you'll be in good shape. Okay, so those are the 2 chorus turnaround riffs that you'll need. And with that, you should be good to go for this song. So I hope you dug this lesson. And again, check out the chord sheet I have at my website, playsongnotes.com. Let's get this in focus here. You know, handmade by me, one of a kind, and it gives you everything you need to know as far as the lyrics for the entire song. I have the riffs if you want to learn those as well. They're sort of optional, of course, but it's a great asset to have with you outside of this video. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Cat Stevens is one of my favorites, so please let me know. If you have any requests for other songs of his, a lot of you have requested Peace Train. I have done The Wind. I should do Moon Shadow. That's probably one of my all-time favorites, and there's a whole bunch of his other ones that I love as well. So I look forward to doing those, but hey, thanks a lot for watching. This has been David Potts. Check out my website, playsongnotes.com, and I'll see you next time, friends. Bye-bye.